This next one is going to be one of the more tricky ones in this activity. So basically, we're going to be trying to create the sequence using the notation, which is called a recursive formula. So we have our sequence here, and it says b of 1, the first term is what number? Literally, this is just going to be looking and seeing what the first number is. In this case, it's -3. Now, next out here is going to tell us what we're adding or subtracting by every time we move through these terms. So we go from -3 to -1. Sometimes it's hard for us to think in negative, so I think that would actually not be the best place to start. And go here, going from 1 to 3, what do you add by to get from 1 to 3? We know it's going to be adding 2. And that's also the case if we add -1 plus 2, or sorry, -3 plus 2. It gives us -1, which is the next term in our sequence. -1 plus 2 gives us 1, the next term in our sequence. 1 plus 2 gives us 3, the next term in our sequence. So this is going to be plus 2 on the outside. This is going to be the same exact thing. So d of 1, the very first term, is what number? Well, we see that it's 9. And now we have to figure what we're adding or subtracting by to get from each number in the sequence. So this one, it keeps getting negative and more negative and more negative. So this is indicating to me that we have to be subtracting. Because if we're adding numbers, we're going to see positive numbers. In this case, it keeps getting more negative. So we have to be subtracting. So we know that 9 plus some number gives us -1. So 9 plus x gives us -1. And in this case, it is -10. So we're saying 9 plus -10, or just 9 minus 10, gives us -1, which is great. Now let's double check here. -1 minus 10. Let's see what that is. -1 minus 10 gives us -11. Perfect. That's the next term in the sequence. Let's try the next one just for funsies. We have -11 minus 10, and just as we predicted, it is -21. So in this case, we are subtracting 10. Adding a negative number is the same thing as subtracting. Lovely. Let's do one more together. If you don't need this, feel free to stop the video. If you want to see one more, stick around. We're having fun. So a of 1, our very first term in the sequence, we know to be 20. And now going from 20 to 26, I'm adding 6. Going from 26 to 32, I'm adding 6. Going from 32 to 38, I'm adding 6. So what we're doing is adding 6, and that's what we'll note in our formula.